good afternoon, rail fans. It's Sierra number 52 rail fan. That's S-E-R-A, the number sign 52 rail fan. So yesterday I tried to chase the train up, caught it at Cooperstown, got just a couple shots of it, and then lost it for the day. I thought I missed it, but it turns out it came up by my place later in the afternoon, much later. So I'm not sure if they ran into some sort of mechanical issues or if they were switching at that quarry that I was talking about above Cooperstown. That's the only thing I can think of. Anyhow, they're coming back down today. Today is Friday. So I just caught him at Belmonte Road. So I'm going to chase him down the hill. Not quite sure that we're going to go all the way to Oakdale. I don't even know if we're going to go all the way to Cooperstown, but at least to Keystone. So they're coming now. I'm over at Montezuma Junction. So let's get some shots of this train coming down the hill. Come join us. Okay, I'm here near Montezuma Junction, which is the intersection of it's just south of the intersection of Highway 49 and Highway 108, west of Jamestown, between Jamestown and Chinese Camp. So a little breezy today, so if there's wind blocking out the noise, I apologize in advance. They might have a pretty good train today. Looks like they had quite a few lumber cars and maybe even a wood chip car at Chinese, which is interesting. If they're hauling wood chips, I haven't seen that for quite a while on this railroad. Okay, let's see if we can get him down at the crossing at 49. Okay, we made it down here to Highway 49. Sorry, I'm shooting into the sun, y'all. So it's going to be coming by here shortly. The gates will be coming down. We'll catch them coming here, and then we'll see if we can't get them switching at Chinese.
Double up this, do our air brake test, double up on the main.
So we're here at Sierra Pacific Lumber Mill in Chinese Camp. And there looks like they're going to pick up some loaded center beam cars, and it looks like they have a wood chip car down there, which is interesting. They haven't hauled wood chips on this railroad since I was a kid. So they used to fill chips into cars here at this mill. They definitely have piles of wood chips, so maybe they're gonna start hauling wood chips again out of here. I don't know, so we'll see if they pick that car up. Looks like they have at least 6 loaded center beams.
Give me back 4 for hook.
Is what I saw. So
I got back 4 hook.
So I'll stop talking here and let you just watch what's going on and hear the radio traffic. And I'm not going to get any closer just because that's inside the mill property, and that is private property. I don't like to go in there unless I'm welcomed by the mill, and I'm sure they would not appreciate that. So we're going to get it from afar.
Hold the mic up. Half that car. 20. It's 5 coming for Ben. Now do 1 2. Right there 1 2. That's center.
So he just backed in.
Still red. Still red. Red. Do 1 2. Red. Red center.
So they just backed into what they call the chip track, and hooked onto 2 loaded center beams. Looks like they got 2 behind it across the crossing, so they're probably going to shove at least 1 car across that crossing and pick up the other 2 behind it. So they should pull a total of 4 loaded center beams out of that track. And like I said, on the other track, where you see the 2 high-vis vested employees, I believe those are mill employees, standing. There's a chip car there, or at least what appears to be a chip car, and then I think there was 2 loaded center beams behind it.
Walking to the rear.
So we'll see if they're going to pick those up. So you see they got a loader there in that chip pile. That's chips or slash. Yeah, that might be slash. And he's actually front loading that into this truck over here. So I'm not sure if that's what's in that tall hopper car that's parked down there on the switch, or if they got wood chips or some other material. I imagine it's wood chips or some sort of slash like this. But yeah, so he's loading that right into that truck there. So they are shoving those 2 first 2 loaded center beams back across the crossing, and they're gonna hook onto those other 2.
Up. 20. 5. 1 2. Red zone 1 2. Red first. You're all good. Red zone, please. Red zone, center.
All right, so they're now hooked onto those 4 loaded center beams, which they'll pull out of that track. I don't believe there's any more behind it. I think there was just 4 there, and there's 2 on the other switch track that's on this side of the main. Which that, like I said, that track they're on right now, they call that the chip track. So I believe they got everything hooked up now. So what they're doing is they're waiting for the air to build up in those cars. It's taking a little bit of time. Conductor's trying to do a brake test before they pull the cars out of there. So he just had them do a set and release, and it wasn't quite enough air, so they're waiting for more to build.
I bit off a little more. So I got a Keystone. Walking to the other side. Walking up.
Alright, so it looks like they finally got a good set. They got enough air built up. So conductor does a brake test. Now he's walking up, looking at all pistons in the brake shoes and everything to make sure everything's working. So conductor's got it, or the engineer's got it set right now. And once the conductor walks it, he'll have him release it to make sure they get a release on everything.
You can either write it down or you can call it out. The cables, make sure everything's all strapped up properly. TTDX 639 would be your line 5 in your consist.
So he's calling out. So he's calling out the car numbers. He's also checking to make sure all the cables and everything are tight, how they're supposed to be, so the load doesn't shift around during transport.
Followed by a TTTX 930. Got it. Followed by the TR 660. Copy.
So there's the conductor in the orange vest walking up along the train.
Procurement on all these lumber cars on my side. Line 1, obviously, is BNSF 480 feet. Copy. I got a good set on my side too. A good set all the way around. Tell me whenever you on the locomotive will get off on the switch. Catch them on the robot. Board. Alright, we're all on board. Hey, head. Clear that switch there, 12. Go ahead, clear the switch on the rollback.
So when they're rolling through the switch there, I think the conductor is going to get off and do a roll by. Make sure there's nothing dragging. Make sure everything's working properly. And then I'm not sure if they're going to back it up into that other switch track and pick up those additional cars, or if they're just going to put these 4 loads onto their consist and head down. We'll find out.
Stepping off here in 1 car 1. Bank and probably hold it West S1. Nerve close is not ready for you. Break. 2. One. Good on that robot. We'll do 1, 2.
So it looks like they are going to maybe come back on this inside switch.
We're on your point. Let's back her up slow. We're going cabin car 7 to that cross. Looks clear so far. Back 7 across, clear.
Nope, I stand corrected. They're staying on the main. They're backing up to their consist. So I believe that's going to be their train. Unless they're going to hook onto the consist, cut those off, and pick up the other ones.
Fuel loader's clear there, Bubba. Give me about 4 cars forward for that hook. All clear, 4 hooks. Crossing clear, give me 2 cars too. One car 1. Stop that car for that hook crossing on fully occupied. And protect. Bring her in with 25 feet. Contain. Contain. Stop. Stretcher. Right. Dude, red zone. That's the center. Zone for back there 1. That's the center.
Okay, so they're pulling ahead. And then when the rear of the train reaches the conductor, they're going to do a final air test. Conductor's going to walk the train.
5 cars 5 for that big set.
And then they're going to be ready to go. So that's going to be their train westbound.
9 more. That's 3. Yep. That's 1 is over. And big old Keystone. Really? Set and release on the rear, hammer down. See you out there in Warnerville, or Miguel might see you out there. Warnerville.
He's going, he's heading. Okay, so train's climbing Chinese Hill here. Pretty steep grade coming out of Chinese Camp on up into the Red Hills. So, great shot of the Sierras here. Pan over and look, you can see some of the snow-covered peaks and everything back there. And they're climbing. love the smell of that fresh lumber. Heading off into the Red Hills. See if I can get up there and parallel them for a little bit. Right. So I'm coming up to a location here. It used to be Quinn Spur. Back in the day, when trains had to double Chinese Hill, they would pull off on this spur, and that's pretty much what's left of it right there. Just that rail there laying on the ground. Yeah, they would pull off and they would dump half their train on the spur, go back down to Chinese lumber mill and pick up the other half of their train. So all right, train's going into the Red Hills here. This road goes back a little ways further, but then it's gated from that point forward. So I'm going to back out of here. I'm going to head over to off Highway 108 near Keystone and get some shots of the train along the highway there. Okay, tried to get a shot of them along the highway, but by the time I pulled off and tried to get my shot, the train was already coming around the corner and there's no way I would have gotten it. So I'm down here at Keystone, right at 108 and J59, and there's some S-curves here, which I've never got this shot before, so this will be a pretty neat shot, I think. So I thought about maybe heading down to Cooperstown and Warnerville and following them, but that's probably going to be another hour and a half down the road. And traffic coming back up the highway on a Friday afternoon is not going to be pleasant. So this is probably going to do it for me. But here they come. Let's get the shot. Alright, so this is a little spot off of a little rough road called Rock River Road. This is really the last look you'll get until about Cooperstown, because that's the only public access between here and Cooperstown that I'm aware of. Which is a shame, because after this, the railroad starts to wind down into Hetch Hetchy Junction and down Dry Creek Canyon. And Dry Creek Canyon is absolutely beautiful this time of year, just with all the green grass and the water from all the rains. And so one of these days I'll figure out how to get into it and get some good shots of it. But until then, this is kind of the last shot you get for probably about a good 45 minutes to an hour until you reach Cooperstown. And oh, we got a truck coming. He's gonna come around me. That's fine. So anyhow, there you have it. Alright, so I made it down here to Warnerville Road and Cooperstown Road. I'm now on Cooperstown Road, heading east from Warnerville Road. So they have a huge siding. It actually looks like they have two huge sidings here where they're storing tank cars. I think they're all filled with propane. I don't know if one siding is loaded cars that they're storing and one's empty, or if it's just a mixture of both, or what the deal is. But it's a huge storage siding there, right here where the crossing is at Cooperstown Road. So just based off the radio traffic I caught, here, I'll stop here and get a better look at this siding. So yeah, they definitely have two big, huge sidings where they're just storing these propane cars here. So, don't know if you caught the radio traffic there of the conductor and the engineer. They're Chinese, but sounded like he was gonna meet them here, so they might do some switching on the way down. So I'll catch the train up here at Cooperstown and follow them on down this way, and we can see what happens. All right, everybody, so I made it down here to Cooperstown. So Cooperstown's kind of an interesting location on the Sierra. There actually used to be a town here way back. I don't know if it was in the late 1800s and maybe early 1900s. I believe they had a town down here called Cooperstown. They have the railroad has a big, huge siding here, and they also have a Y, which they actually still have. I'm in a location here where I can show it to you. It looks like it's in horrible shape. I certainly wouldn't want to put a train on it, but they do still have the Y. It's really overgrown. Looks like the ties are rot. There's no ballast. Yeah, let me flip this around and give you guys a look. All right, so here we are at Cooperstown. So here's this siding here. You know, the railroad's got a fairly long siding, and then this is the west end of the Y. Oh, and here comes the train. So that's perfect timing, man. So that's the west end of the Y there, and then that's the east end that joins the track there. And here comes the train. So they do still have some of that Y left, which is, yeah, I thought they maybe had tore that out, but it's still here. Again, I apologize for the wind if it's loud there on the mic. I don't have any kind of a wind buffer, and it's a heck of a lot windier down here than it was up the hill, for sure. Smell those brake shoes, man. They're getting a workout. All right, well, I'm gonna try and parallel them here for a little bit and get some shots on down the road. So it'll be a nice little spot to kind of parallel them here for a little bit. No other traffic out here, so I'm really not worried about having to mess with other traffic. There might be a rancher or two that may pop into view. But good thing about this train is it goes pretty slow, so. Alright, so there is a little wooden trestle here along Cooperstown Road. I've never gotten this shot, so I thought this would be pretty neat. are slowing down, and they're coming up to that big storage siding, or those storage sidings for those propane cars. So my guess is they're probably going to do some switching there. So yeah, the conductor jumped off, probably to turn that valve on that rear tank car on the siding there. So I think my assumption is going to be correct here, that they're going to stop and do some switching. So I'm here at Warnerville. And for those of you that know a little bit of history about the Sierra Railroad, Warnerville was the location where they filmed the movie High Noon. When the villain in the movie, I forget what his name was. For those of you Western fans, if you'd like to comment. But yeah, where the villain came in on the train to shoot it out with Gary Cooper. So it was actually filmed right here at Warnerville. They used to have a huge water tower here. I'll kind of show you what Warnerville looks like behind me. So I mean, this is pretty much what's left of Warnerville right here. This is it. So there used to be a big water tower right here. I think there's still a siding here. Looks like they're definitely doing some track maintenance. But yeah, this is it. This is what's become of Warnerville. So there's the hill job there coming westbound. It's going by all those propane cars. Not shoot, maybe I was wrong. Maybe they're not stopping. Maybe they're going to continue right on through. If they're loaded cars, I don't know why they would stop. I know they did switch in there yesterday on the way up, but nope, they're coming right on through. Well, maybe not. So they mentioned something about a maintenance away crew meeting them on the radio traffic they had at Chinese, and thought they said meeting them at Warnerville. So maybe, and they were coming up from Oakdale, so maybe they're not here yet and they're waiting for them here so that the line can be clear for these guys to proceed back to or to continue back to Oakdale. So that could be what they're waiting for. I haven't heard any radio traffic in the last couple minutes, so not quite sure what's going on. Something else interesting. So this is 2612 there, and that's not the locomotive they had in tow with 51 yesterday. I think that was like 2652. I'd have to go back and look at the video, but pretty sure that was the one. So 2612 actually has been sitting up at standard for a couple weeks now, and it looked like they were using it to switch around propane cars up there. And for whatever reason, they swapped the two locomotives. Not quite sure why. If anybody knows, works for the railroad or just has the general knowledge that knows, make a comment. Alright, sounds like one of those gen sets just shut off. And I heard the warning bell going off. I don't know much about gen sets, so I don't know if they're like energy efficient cars where they shut off after you're stopped for a while and then they restart. They've been idling here for at least 10 minutes. So not sure if that was the case. It sounds like it's back up online now. It sounds like both of them are running again. Again, I don't know much about gen sets and how they operate. I just know that they're energy efficient locomotives. But if anybody knows, go ahead and add a comment. Okay. So I've been hanging out here for, it's been about 15 minutes now. I'm not quite sure how long they're going to be here idling. So I've got some places I have to be at by 3 o'clock or 3:30, and it's now 3 o'clock. So I'm going to end my chase for the day and catch these guys another day. So I hope you've enjoyed the chase. I chased them from Belmont Road in Jamestown all the way down here to Warnerville. And again, I'm pretty sure they're waiting for, I don't know, maybe they're waiting for another crew to take over, or they're waiting for a maintenance away crew to come clear the track. I'm not sure. But with that said, I'm going to call it a day. I hope you enjoy the footage. I'll post it here soon. Probably haven't decided if I'm going to combine it with the footage I got of it coming up yesterday just because it was so short, or if I'm going to make that a separate video. I don't know yet. But with that, add your comments, share, subscribe. Thanks for watching. I appreciate all the support for the channel. So keep on rail fanning, keep on model railroading, and we'll catch you next time.